Simon had been a dentist for years, working alone on the second floor of an old stone-walled building in Istanbul's Kadıköy district. His life was orderly. Wake up early, treat patients, close the clinic before 8 p.m. He had few friends, fewer enemies. Everything was monotonous, but safe, until that night. It was a dark, rain-soaked evening when the landline phone rang. Simon was about to turn off the lights and leave. Normally, he wouldn't answer at this hour, but something made him stop. He picked up the receiver. A frail, whispering voice spoke. "I couldn't get an appointment, my dear, but I can't take the pain anymore. My tooth, it burns from the inside. Please, help me." Simon hesitated, ready to refuse. But something in her voice dug its way under his skin. Not quite pity, not quite fear. Something deeper. Without knowing why, he replied, "You have half an hour, but you'll be my last patient tonight." The woman arrived at exactly 7:53 p.m. She wore a long black coat, parts of it seemingly moldy, and an old scarf covered her head. Her face was mostly hidden. The moment she stepped in, the air changed. The clinic became cold, unnaturally cold, the kind of cold that settles in your lungs, like invisible fog. She said nothing as she sat. "Your name?" Simon asked. Without lifting her head, she answered, "Nisa." She lay back in the chair. Simon turned on the overhead light and asked her to open her mouth. He froze. There were no teeth, not one. No gums, no blood, no signs of extraction or decay. Just emptiness. A hollow blackness that seemed to stretch beyond the physical boundaries of a human mouth. It wasn't a mouth, it was a gateway. "This is impossible," Simon muttered. Then the woman slowly raised her head. Her eyes, if they could be called that, were pitch black. No iris, no pupil. Just endless voids. She whispered, "You won't forget what you've seen." And just like that, she left, without a sound. He didn't hear the door open or close. It was as if she dissolved into the dark. But after that night, everything began to change. The next morning, Simon welcomed his first patient. While inspecting the man's mouth, he noticed something odd. An upper right molar was missing. He checked the patient's x-rays. The tooth had been there. It should have been there. But in the mouth, there was nothing. No gap, no scar, no sign it had ever existed. The second patient, same thing. The third, the fourth. All different people, ages, reasons. But each one had a missing tooth that shouldn't be missing. And that night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the clinic's phone rang. Simon was stunned. He had unplugged the cable. The power was off. The line was dead. Yet the phone rang, clear and sharp in the silence. He answered. No sound. Until the fourth night, when the whisper returned, "It's not over, Simon. We've only just begun." Sleep became impossible. The mirror in his bathroom began to show subtle distortions. One morning, as he brushed his teeth, he noticed a gap in his own smile. A missing tooth. He blinked, touched it. Gone, completely, cleanly, as if it had never grown in the first place. He rushed to the clinic, took an x-ray. The tooth was missing in the scan too. Every record, every document, erased. Later, something began growing in the empty space. Not a tooth, not really. Something colder, denser, sharper. He opened his mouth and leaned toward the mirror. A new tooth had erupted, but it didn't look human. It was curved, almost predatory, like it belonged to a beast. Nightmares overtook him. In them, the woman sat in his clinic, smiling as she extracted his teeth one by one, without anesthesia. He didn't feel pain, because by then, he wasn't human anymore. One morning, he arrived at the clinic to find all the mirrors shattered. The power was out. Every file on his computer had been wiped clean. No names, no records. Nothing remained. He looked at a child patient sitting in the chair that afternoon. Their mouth opened, eyes wide. Inside the child's pupils, Simon saw his reflection. mouth gaping open, eyes hollow, face warped into a different, monstrous version of himself. He started seeing new teeth daily. But these weren't like normal teeth. Some spiraled, some seemed made of stone, some moved, wiggled like they were alive. Then, one night, she returned. Not to the clinic, to his home. She sat on his sofa, hands on her knees, smiling. The scarf was gone. Her face was a blank void. No eyes, no mouth, no features. But she spoke clearly. "Your mouth is ours now. Every time you open it, we come closer." The next morning, Simon woke up in the clinic. He felt his jaw heavier than usual. He ran to the mirror, pulled his lips apart, and saw something horrifying. Another mouth, a second, smaller, twitching mouth, was growing inside his own. It had crooked little teeth and whispered on its own. One more patient, then a city, then all of them. Simon stopped speaking, stopped questioning. He say,